Hello everyone, what is up? This is B with PharaohsTarot, and I'm here with your Friday I'm in Love singles reading. This is for singles, but if you are in a couple situation, go check out the couples reading because we posted that as well, okay? Your cards are pulled. Before we tap in, happy Pride Month. Y'all have fun and be safe this month. Also, we will never reach out to you for personal readings or donations. If you want to book a personal reading or give a donation, all of that is in the description box below, okay? I have the cards pulled for you and your person, your highest evolved soulmate. So let's tap in. You're in a place of start of a new beginning, okay? You're the page, so you've definitely started over. You've learned how to trust your intuition in the past, right? You may have had like those intuitive nudges before that you ignored, those red flags that turned into tower after tower. You've learned your lesson, and so now you're ready to start off slowly with a new potential interest, okay? But you have this energy of the Ten of Wands with the Four of Pentacles. It could be you feel like you've been waiting too long, or you're also holding on to like a lot of things that it's time to let go of, including like it could be physical things. Maybe it's something from your past lover. Like it's time to clean your space out. Really like sage it out, clear out the clutter. It's your prerogative if you want to keep old totems from past loves, but I feel like that could be stopping your energy moving forward. It's time to get some things out of your space. But you also may be financially saving more money, trying to hold on to your coins right here, starting a new foundation. So maybe, like I said, maybe you're literally starting over. So maybe you're moving to a new place, something where you're having to invest in. So yeah, some of y'all want to buy a house, you're done with renting, like things like that. You're really starting over. But you still have love on your mind somewhat. But for the most part, it's really like your stability. And so the Knight of Swords with the Two of Pentacles, yeah, you're working on not rushing into situations so quickly. You really, I guess it's more balancing of energies. You're really trying to find that equilibrium, your sweet spot to where you can work and have fun, and not feel so out of balance, like you're overworking or you're not being responsible and partying too much. Pardon me, whatever this is you trying to find a balance. Maybe you're even like working on like overextending yourself, like, oh yeah, I can do this for you, yeah, I can do that for you, yeah, I'm hanging out, blah 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 blah. So this is like you really focus on yourself. Like there is a cup here, but it's really like you getting yourself together. And so we have the Knight of Pentacles at the top. Yeah, this is the Knight of Pentacles is slow moving energy, but it builds solid foundations. And with this High Priestess, you've learned that in the past, quick energy goes away just as quickly. It's like you get fast money and fast money leaves. You start a love bomb, eternal flame situation super fast, it's gonna fizzle out. Okay, you're learning to build, become friends first, spend time together, do all of these things, and then see how it pans out. But you're moving into the King of Wands energy, so you're becoming more confident. You're becoming more of a secure leader in your own right, whether it's like with your own personal endeavors or just knowing what you want and showing up in a way that honors you and makes you feel valued instead of you always like wanting to be chosen. The King of Wands does the choosing, okay? And so male or female, this is just like masculine energy. You're going for what you want. And so we have the Magician here, okay? So the divine wants you to continue just your manifesting, okay? Just continue whatever practices you're doing. Continue to beautify your home, your space. Continue to get out in nature. Keep your mind and your thoughts positive. They know you want love. They know you wanting a partner. They are really preparing you to be an equal match for your highest evolved soulmate. It's this energy of you're going to attract wherever you are. You may have even realized that, like, if you go out, with friends or solo, you're going to attract people, but they're not quite what you want. And that's because you're not quite where the divine wants you to be for this new energy that's coming in. So continue. You're a master manifester. They're really highlighting Pentacles and Swords here. So maybe you're doing something in terms of like communicating. You're learning how to communicate better in partnerships. Maybe that was something in the past also with this Knight of Wands. Like maybe, you would say things and then instantly regret it. Type of situation. But okay, so the we have the 501s with the Fool. Yeah, with this new beginning, this whole environment, with this new beginning, you're wanting loyalty, you're wanting a new start, you're letting go of a lot. The Fool starts with a bare minimum. Okay, this is the energy of, I don't care what I have to leave behind as long as I have myself. And this reminds me of that Tina Turner story when she was divorcing her first husband, the abusive husband, Ike Turner. She was willing to let him have everything except for her name. He could have all the houses, the clothes, the riches, all of that. She just wanted her name. And she was going to move forward with that because that is what she worked so hard for, was her name. And she knew as long as she had her name, she could get back anything that she wanted. And so it's just this energy of you letting go so much. And there may be conflict just because, you know, people may not want to let you go. You may have to stand your ground on a couple of things. And maybe you even have a bunch of different suitors who are kind of coming after you, but you're just not interested, okay? You want stability. You don't want just passion. This Wands energy. You don't want drama. You don't want conflict. You don't want somebody that has, you know, still entanglements or whatever. You are clean and free and clear in every aspect, including like hygienic, and maybe even, you know, they could even be protecting for somebody who doesn't take care of themselves sexually, so they could have like some kind of transmitted thing. And it's not to shame anyone, it's just saying that you take care of yourself, you keep your energy clean, and you don't have time for drama. And so you have Justice, okay? And you're really afraid that your good karma won't come in. Maybe you've been putting out a lot of good energy, and they directed me to the Knight of Pentacles because it's taking a while, okay? It's not necessarily on your timeline. The divine knows what you want, so you must trust them. But your part is essential. You moving forward, you having faith, you continue to love on yourself, love on others, and enjoy life in pursuit of a partner. There's this quote from one of my favorite animes, Avatar: The Last Airbender. One of the characters, a nephew, was saying, you know, they had this huge transition. They just ran away, and there was an uncle and a nephew, and the nephew was like, I don't want to build a life here. I'm ready to move out. But they had just arrived, and the uncle was like, life happens wherever you are, you know, whether you make it or not. So you're going to go through this time. The time is going to pass. You're going to be living this life. How do you want to spend it? Just because you don't have a partner, you don't want to be happy. You don't want to have fun. You don't want to go out. You know what I mean? You're going to feel lonely and sad and depressed so much. And I know those are real emotions, but that's not who you are. You have so much love to give, and there's other people to give it to until this soulmate comes in, okay? But justice will come in, Libra energy. It will come in, but you're afraid that it won't. And so you have the 7 of Wands in reverse. I rarely get reverse cards, but you have the 7 of Wands in reverse with the 8 of Wands. Yeah, you're not going to have to fight forever, okay? This is your outcome. You're going to have a passionate new start with yourself and with someone else. It's just going to take a bit of time. It's going to lead you in the right direction, and you're going to know it. You don't have to guess. They were highlighting 2 of these ones, which is like at a crossroads, kind of like figuring out your direction. You're going to know. It's not going to be like, should I have this person? Should I have that person? Should I have this person? No, it's going to be so obvious. So if you're in a place of meeting people and you're wondering if they're the right one, they're not. I mean, your situation could be different, but on this reading, it's saying you're going to know 100%. Okay, let's tap into your person's energy here. They're in the energy of the world, so they're coming to a major ending in their life, okay? They're really highlighting the Aquarius energy, so maybe during the past Aquarius season, they got to the brunt of it, of the work that they had to do. The 6 of Swords. So yeah, they're working on moving away from a particular situation mentally, okay? They may have physically left a situation. What I'm seeing here in the 10 of Cups is in their past energy. They may have physically left this, but it was a 10 of Cups for them. It was something that they really wanted. It didn't work out. Now they're in this major arcana energy of ending this, right? The divine is trying to help them move forward. But this is their crossing energy. They're still mentally tied to a past situation. Like, it may be an ebb and flow. I'm not saying they think about this all the time, but they actually do. So we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. They're afraid. They're kind of afraid to love again, right? But look at this beautiful energy. They are the Queen of Cups, male or female. They have beautiful healing energy. Okay, and I do read for all genders, all sexualities, period. And so, but male or female, this Queen of Cups is beautiful, loving, nurturing energy. They give equal give and take. They have reciprocity, all of that, but they're afraid to do that again because of what they've just gone through. Okay, and they have the Seven of, pardon me. So, yeah, they have the Seven of Swords with the Queen of Swords. Yeah, they're really having to, they could have left a toxic situation and put it like that. There was a lot of manipulation involved, a lot of deception. And they're having to be clear, and they could have gone through legalities with this Queen of Swords. They really had to stand their ground, and this may have made them a little callous, a little cold. Since it has been highlighted by this Seven of Swords, they could have been in a relationship with someone who was very cold and very callous, and that sort of they built up an armor for that. But they have the Nine of Swords with the Death. Yeah, they're going to be moving out of this transitional energy, but they are going to have, you know, a couple of sleepless nights as they move through this major arcana Scorpio death card energy, major transformation, diving deep within their subconscious, really doing shadow work, really understanding what the lesson was from this situation. They're going through that whole process. They want to really understand and get rid of the fear so that they can move forward. Yeah, the divine is letting them know that they will be victorious. They will be victorious in this process and starting a new beginning, but they have to keep moving forward. That is a thing, and not to get so caught up in their mind and being fearful. They have two major arcana signifying major change. They have the World, a major ending, starting anew, but the Fool came out on your side. Okay, so you may just be a little further along in the letting go process, but you're still dealing with things. So you guys are still fine-tuning your energy, still, you know, detoxifying yourself. But the Wheel of Fortune, so yeah, they're in a fortunate new cycle. They just have to get rid of some of that devil energy, that toxic, obsessive type of energy. So we have the Moon and the Eight of Swords. Okay. So since they're going through this transformative phase, there's something deep within their subconscious. They're healing from something to make this new start. They're really highlighting the Moon here. I don't know why when I just got here, I just got so, it's like their energy is so confused. It's like they just feel like they don't have the answers, and because they're not diving deep enough. I feel like this person may be really good at solving, you know, worldly problems. Like, you know, I don't see the cards here, but I'm just really getting that energy of them being like super financially successful. And so they're accustomed to like being able to handle things on paper and all of that. But this is like something that you can't just handle with sheer willpower. You have to really sit with yourself and actually go through that process. So they're really afraid of what lies beneath right here. But their outcome is the Ace of Swords. They will have clarity. They will have clarity. They will get out of this sort of mental prison they put themselves in. Yeah, maybe they're trying to be too calm about it and not really express how hurt they are. Maybe they're not wanting to really admit like how hurt they're feeling right now. Maybe they're putting on a brave face. I was channeling that from other readings with that Emperor coming out. Like, you know, like I said, they could be like a high level executive, a business owner or something where they have to show up. They have to be on their P's and Q's. And so they haven't given themselves time to be in the Four of Swords healing type of energy. But with all these major arcana coming out with transformation and endings, they're gonna have to. I don't see the Tower because I feel like they're still moving forward, even though it's slow motion. They're avoiding the Tower because they're still going down the path. And so you both have the Hummingbird and the Taming the Wind on the bottom for the Shaman Oracle deck. Yeah, y'all are going through a major journey right here, but you will make it. The hummingbird travels great distances for migration to be such a tiny bird, and this is suggesting that you're on the right path. Just continue the journey. It's just a long journey. You know, when they travel from, I believe it is from North America to South America, I believe. It's just a long journey. There's no way to shortcut it. You have to make that trek. And so you may get weary, but you know you're going to make it. And you have the 5-5 on the Taming the Wind, major change for you both, which adds up to the 10. So it's a major ending. When you get to the 10, it may be heavy energy, depending on which 10 it is. And when I'm getting, if it's the Wind, if it's 10 of Swords type of energy, then you cannot get any lower than that in terms of your sadness or fear. You know, you're on the upswing if you get to the 10. And Taming the Wind lets you know that you get messages in different directions of the wind. You know, you start to ask yourself, what is the purpose of this? How am I showing up in my life? You know, those sorts of questions. So it's time to get quiet with yourself and listen to spirit. Spend more time with spirit. Show a bit more reverence for your spiritual gifts and the spirituality and the help that you have from the divine. Okay, so spend more time there. And I split the deck, and you have the sun. Yeah, the sun will shine again. The sun will absolutely shine again. It's just it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, like the video, share it out to someone you may feel could benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you here in our community. We go live on Instagram and TikTok. I haven't been going live on Instagram yet recently, just off the strength of I'm really trying to debate if I should continue going live on Instagram or start going live on TikTok more consistently, just because I get more reception on TikTok, and I feel like I want to reach more people. So still follow us over there. I have a lot of content on Instagram for sure, and content over on TikTok. So just follow us both there, and you'll get the notification for when we go live. Okay, so so much love and light to y'all. Namaste.